Hi, thanks for having us. We are wonk.ai. We provide the corporate content AI for mid-sized companies and corporates. And we are situated in Bielefeld, in the heart of Germany. Some people are always there from Bielefeld, so I like it. We exist since 2021. And we started this journey because we have seen as an independent CMS consultants and product owners and requirements engineers, we have seen the same problems over and over again. In huge rollout projects, relaunch projects, it was always the goal to take some burden of the content teams and the creators to help them become more efficient. And on the other hand, they were expected to deliver better user experience. They were expected to do the little thing more. So we started and thought about how can we help them. And one thing that we realized is there's a lot of disconnection between. So the authors, the content creators in the enterprises, they know we have written about it. Somebody knows it in the whole organization, but I don't know where. So they start new. And on the other hand, the customers, the users, they are presented with user journeys that are disconnected also. It's like a piece of the puzzle. You have to search for the information that you need. So think about going to a search result page, reading title tag, meta description, going to the landing page, reading this content, downloading a white paper, asking the on-site search, talking to the chatbot, calling the salesperson, on and on, logging to the extranet, whatever. It's all pieces of the puzzle disconnected. So it's a bad situation for both of them. And the problem is not that there is not enough content produced in the past. There is a lot of data, there's a lot that could be leveraged and used, but it's not accessible nowadays. Think about translation data in your TMS, translation memory system. Think about the content in your content management system, stuff in your DAM, your PIM, and so on and on and on. So we believe this should be used. And our target group, like mid-sized companies and corporates, they have a lot in common regarding their requirements. Because nowadays, the people that work there, they try it at home in their private space. They try the AI. I have chatted with ChatGPT and stuff like that. And then they want to use it in the workspace. But it's not possible for them because there are certain requirements that are not met today. For example, data privacy, data security, transparency, quality, integration, scalability, on and on and on. So this is a hustle problem that we solve. And also we believe that although they have a lot in common, they need their own corporate content AI because there are things that are special through every company and corporate. For example, the brand and their tonality, so how they communicate, or the knowledge, the data, so what they are talking about and what they have done in the past. And third, their processes, how they work and how they work together. This is individual, so we help them also with that. The corporate content AI is, you have to understand it as a concept, because Zoran has talked about it in the morning. The problem is an ever-changing technology landscape and model landscape at the moment. So what we provide is stability. In this orange part in our API, that's the stable part. So as a corporate or company, you can use this API and rely on it. And we will provide you with everything you need for creating content, transforming content, and translating content on your internal knowledge and the external knowledge combined. And what will change in the meantime are the models, the logic inside this corporate content AI. We will use several models and combine it and stuff like that. We do it today, but the technology will evolve, and we will use the newest technology as long as it fits the requirements. But the companies, the corporates, shouldn't have the problem with it. So we take this away. And speaking of taking problems away, don't mind that this is not our font in the whole presentation. But hey, this is some picture that people paint in their heads nowadays. Okay, it's everything solved. Wow, we just lay in the sand, drinking margarita, doing workation, every vacation that we can think of. Maybe not, but what about solving the problem that we have seen, that really is there? It is full tables of dull work that has to be done, but sometimes isn't done or isn't done with a happy face. So let's get rid of this and help free some space for creativity and conceptual work, which really fits human better. And in the end, what we expect to create is better user experience for the authors, content creators, and for the users, the target groups. And at the end, there will be a good business case also for the corporates and content companies. So this is like the groundwork to understand what we do. And let's dive a bit deeper to how does it look? What have we solved right now? There's always one scary thing, not just standing on the stage, but also having a white paper. You start with nothing. And nowadays, maybe you start with your Google search, your research for content. And you start with some questions and gather the content pieces in Word or whatever, copy and paste it. If you're really good, you're copying the sources also, and clicking away these annoying cookie banners and stuff like that. This takes quite a time, and it's not really fun to do. Just 15 minutes more, and then we'll be there. No, but you see the point. So it's manual work that really is not fun to do. So what about automating this research stuff? I showed to you in our demo center some front end based on our APIs, and I do the same thing. I ask about what are the relevant content pieces to this research that I do. I decided not to filter it anyhow, like blacklisting, whitelisting. Of course, it's possible. And I just do a click, and I get provided with the same results. The paragraphs, the sources, everything I would have done manually by hand. And there's no wrong here as long as you trust the source, in this case, Google search index. There's no hallucination in this process. But if you want to solve this white space even a step further, we can create content based on these sources. So that's what I did in the next step. I just created content based on the trusted database that I have researched in a step before. And we think this is one good use for an author. So then you have content, but what about the context, the connection? It's often in projects that are longer life that there's a disconnection, there's duplicate content, stuff like that. So what about using these corporate content AI to build on your existing content? So this is a standard like web page with everything that one can think of. And I just take the URL and the existing content to create, based upon that, the connection, like the title tag and the meta description for the Google search nowadays, keywords and tagging for internal use, like content reorganization, headless stuff, something like that, or even on-site search. And I even create teaser text for internal linking. For this case, I just copy and paste it, do it step by step. This is an API. We can have it in one call. We can integrate it wherever it is needed, just for like showing purpose. So, as I said, these fonts are broken. I don't know why, but you can see I'm really fast with creating the surrounding, the connection on the base content that I already have or have created. And it stops not in this web front end. You can integrate it. So this is one case where I did research, thought about, CoreMedia upgrade, because a customer asked me, how do I use your stuff in my old version? Then I created some questions that could be related, created content, did basically stuff that I was talking about, creating, transforming content. And I always get provided with the sources. In this case, it's the documentation. So, as I said, our goal is to connect both generic data, like Google search and stuff like that, and company data. One case that we often see is product data sheets and stuff like that. I decided not to show how to extract product data from PDFs, although we are capable of, but I think this is also understandable. This existing live product detail page from a big retailer. It's a costly product, and they delivered lots of product data. And at the end, they generated this product description. HPE, ProLine, it doesn't help anyway. So they have like 30, 40,000 products. It's not a good idea to do this by hand, but they have the product data. So what about leveraging this existing data and using it to then create content upon it? So I just, for this demo case, I really copy and pasted this available data, attributes, and values, as you can see. And then I just create content based upon this existing data. Define the subject, language, stuff like that. And I get provided with a text that is based on the data that I already have, the knowledge that I have in the company, which is really was really expensive to create in the first step. So let's build and use it. Or another case, your old web page, sorry, it's 2 weeks old or something like that, this presentation. I just took some reference cases from the CoreMedia page and worked with it. Like, okay, if I take this as a database and want to do the same stuff with it, what am I capable of? And I just communicate with the content that I defined. So what could I ask? What are the USPs of CoreMedia based on these reference use cases that I have gathered? Okay, powerful authoring experience, tight integration, omni-channel delivery, customization, scalability. Doesn't sound so wrong. What clients or customers, I think I was not too sure how to phrase it, are in this reference. So if this is the data corpus, what does the data know about which clients CoreMedia has served? Okay, across industries worldwide, clients include Emerson, leading luxury fashion company, global leader in design. Okay, seems not so wrong. So I just wanted to double check. Okay, Emerson, didn't know that. Is that really a client of CoreMedia? So that you see the possibilities that are in the existing content, which is nowadays just in some PDF caged. So I get provided with, okay, where's the information from? And you can think of using this in several cases. I did it with manuals and stuff like that. So the vision is to make more use of a bigger body of company data for the mid-sized companies and corporates. We are currently working on it because it's one thing to use a defined data corpus like this 4 or 5 documents. It's another thing if you take thousands and thousands of documents and web pages and stuff like that. So there's the first problem to solve is what is the best data based on this question, and then to answer the question. And you do this with vector databases and stuff like that. If you want to dig deeper, you can talk to Frederick at our booth. But in the end, what we will be capable of is answering human questions, giving the right sources, and answering in human-like language to them. There's just one case missing, translation. So we had generation, transformation cases, translation. We did several of these. And our last outstanding case was Multivab. They had the problem that they had a tight schedule, and they had their own human translation processes, but they couldn't manage to do it. They couldn't have gone live in the time needed by the management boards. So they tried, together with us, are we capable of realizing quality that they need? And we showed them and delivered to them 25 language models that, in the end, were sometimes better and even to the human translation, evaluated by themselves, not by us, but their translation people. We were able to show that we are some kind, 70% better than generic models if we train on the company data. And although it's a business case, it really saves a lot of time, 90%, and a lot of money. So I think that's kind of a flex. Just to wrap it up, our approach is leveraging the content that exists historically, learning, so improving it in the future, something that I spared a bit for today, and feeding this new creation to using this learned process. And just quick deep dive, there are several models and tools that we use to realize these use cases, but we think the customers, the corporates and mid-sized companies shouldn't have this problem. We can solve it for them because the underlying techniques change, sometimes weekly, daily. Cheers. No, really, we can't do this alone. So that's the reason why we're talking. We want to concentrate our power on the service, on this AI stuff, but we need to bring it to the people so that the authors can use it, so that it is integrated in their systems and they have help in their projects with training data and stuff like that. So really what we are looking for is getting connected to you. We are ready. That's what I wanted to tell. Like, we want to solve real problems and think we have some quite good use cases. We want to connect. We want to make use of the work of the past to form the future content marketing. We want to provide their own content AI. So the only question left is, do you want to help us? Thank you.